Alrighty, it is day 9. Yes, day 9. Okay, so lots to cover tonight. So let's get going. Okay, so first off, paratroopers, skin tones are done. I generally come back and touch them up once I've got colour on them. I find it hard to get the right colour when I've just got black and white. Generally adjust them once I got towards the end. Nothing too exciting, but all 10 skin tones done. Down here, printing. The windows worked, so all good. A little bit of cleanup. Okay, so printing, when you 3D print, especially when you're trying to do something this fine, you're sort of you're going at the edge of what an enthusiast printer can do. Okay, and that's what I've got access to at the Fab Lab there, the edge. So a little bit of cleanup, and you can probably see more on the black one. You can see that there's little gaps through behind. Bit of liquid green stuff, fill that in. So I need to do that to all the windows I'm going to use. Prime them, paint them, because I want to put them in. I want to glue them in when they're painted, because grabbing this section here, I'm actually going to use, this is just the cardboard not painted. The white, I'm going to use that as the interior. I'm not going to paint the interior walls. I'm happy with that white. The outside I'm going to paint, but we'll get to that eventually. So that's that. I reprinted the shop face in a different orientation. So here's the first one, and I printed this one flat, so printed it up, right? This one here, I printed it upwards, right? So it took, there was a lot of fill in the middle there, a little bit of cleanup work to make this happen. I'll show you something else in a minute so you can understand what 3D printing is all about and how much cleanup you have to do afterwards. But anyway, this is better. I actually broke it there and I've glued it back in. That's what's going on there. And there was a little bit of lifting here, so as it was printing, this side just lifted off the bed just a little, and you can see it's not quite square, but it's all good. Where's the door? This is the door I've printed. I've got a little hole in there, I've got the tab at the top. That all fits in nicely, and you can see it's pretty square. And when I laser cut the floor, I'll put a hole in the bottom for the bottom tab. So it'll all come together. So it's all looking pretty good. That should give me a hinge door if everything works well. So I'll probably go with this, and when I glue this in, I'll just apply a little bit of pressure to square up this side. But maybe you can see, if we can focus, you can see the difference in the print and the grain, and I think this gives a better, for this, especially at the top here, for this type of print and the shapes that I'm going for, the direction of print is very important, and I think this worked well. So that's the 3D printing. Okay, so the other little thing is, I was just testing out what the printer could actually do, so I printed this little guy. I broke his arm off, but that's interesting. Fair amount of detail. This, oh, yeah, okay, you can see it. This here is a really interesting thing. So this is what a print looks like when you pull it out of the printer. This is a Chevy, an LRDG one. I just found a random design online on Thingiverse and printed it. And it actually looks like it's possibly is 28mm scale. I was just seeing what it could do. It's very close to 28mm. Anyway, you can see all under here, and yeah, the white makes it really difficult, but you can see all this because you've got to print supports. Now the software works that out for you, but you've got to print supports. So let's see how we go here. I'm just going to pull the raft off. If you print right, the raft should just come off. Now I won't do all of this because it's going to require a large amount of cleanup, this model, because it's got a lot of complex shapes. But this was a test for me just to see what these printers can do and what I've got access. This was about $3-ish of materials. Yeah, you can see it's prints supports through. I try to pull it off by hand first, okay? That's because then it's going to break at the natural point, and the way that the supports come on and the way that the software puts the supports in, it generally creates a natural break. So you do that first, and then later you get in with a bit of a hobby knife and clean it up. But we can see, maybe if I can just pull off the front here. And I also didn't print this on the finest settings. I printed this on normal settings, so you've got fast, normal, fine, and I printed it at 0.025 rather than 0.25 and layer heights rather than 0.2. So I could probably do it finer and get a slightly better finish, but it would have taken longer. This took about an hour and 20 minutes to print. Anyway, let's see if I can just... No, okay. So I'm going to have to spend a bit of time really cleaning this up. But it's interesting to see all the detail that it includes and what it doesn't. So it's not too bad. You can see the wheels there. Oh, okay, this is going to take some time, so I'm just going to put it down, otherwise you'll have an hour of me trying to pull bits of plastic off that. So 3D printing, so the other part, of course, was the laser cutting. Lots of white there. Alright, so this is the big sheet. Yeah, this stuff up here, this is interesting, this is new. But let's focus on these bits here. These are the wall sections that I needed to reprint because I changed my design. And I forgot to change the wall sections. So let's quickly pop one out, because I think all the measurements are right, but I haven't actually done a test fit. So live test fit on camera here. So it will go this way, and it'll slot in. Oh, and I'll go this way. Let's get it all on camera so you can see what I'm doing. And it will slot in, and look at that. Booyakasha! Sorry, I've been watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with my son, binge watching it. But, okay, look at that. Perfect. Perfect. So, I've got those pieces. There's 4 walls I have to do, and 8 pieces. So if I quickly grab one of the other ones here that doesn't fit, you can see it's 2 pieces glued together. Because this cardboard's 1.5mm thick and I want 3mm thick walls. So I've got to do all of that, put it in, but that's awesome. Perfect. The other bits, so all those other bits look like this. This is an experiment, and of course when I do an experiment, you do 14 of them rather than 1, hey. So this is bits that go in. I'm doing this through looking through the camera, maybe I shouldn't do that. They go in there. This bit, if I get it around the right way, goes on here, and you slide it all up and you get a fence. And then from the back you get a fence with railings. And then I've cut out these extra little bits to go on the posts and glue them in, so your posts are thicker. So that'll be really interesting. They're 99mm long. It's just how it worked out. Okay, so that's printing, laser cutting, miniatures. There's always a little bit of wine involved. French wine tonight. And then question for today, day 9. What is your favourite fictional universe? Okay, it has to be... I do like Star Wars, but Tolkien is my favourite one. Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. Well, we can quickly pop up here, and you can see there's my little Hobbit shelf. Hobbit shelf? I shouldn't call it that. It's my Lord of the Rings shelf. No, the light's not going to play. We got little limited edition stuff from the box sets in there. Got my Aragon. Back there, there's Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit in there, more stuff. Quickly go across. Oh yeah, so sorry, different stuff. But if you haven't read Stephen Erickson's novels, they're really good. And then obviously more Lord of the Rings over there in Lego at the top, if you can see that. We go up here, Star Wars, but above Star Wars is Lord of the Rings Monopoly, Lord of the Rings the board game, Lord of the Rings Trivial Pursuit. So possibly have a little obsession with Lord of the Rings. There you go. So anyway, after all of that, I got lots of work to do. Don't know how much progress I'll make, but we'll find out tomorrow. So have fun guys, keep hobbying. Talk to you next time.